Welcome back to my office. Today we're talking about websites. Are they still a thing? Question mark. What do you think? I recently saw that a local IT guy posted on his social media that websites are out. And I was like, buddy, that's a big negative. Big negative. If anything, websites are in. Especially after what happened in 2020. We all know what happened. A lot of small businesses suffered, and a lot of small businesses they took that downtime to actually create an online presence. A lot of people, they rebranded, they made websites. People who never sold products or service on websites were now selling on websites. Websites are in, and there's several reasons for it. We're just going to kind of go in some of the important reasons why websites are absolutely in. I just can't with that whole sentiment. I'm just like, what? He also said, my people come from the internet, but they don't come from a website. They come from that Google pop-up thing on the side. And I had to laugh. So, buddy, that Google pop-up thing pops up because it's connected to your website. Okay. All right. Enough said. So, when you Google a name, and if you were to Google Amy Danielson Designs, on the right-hand side, you are going to see that there is a pop-up on the right, and Google My Business will pop up a ad for Amy Danielson Designs. It'll show my hours. It'll show like my contact info, where I'm located, what I do, any photos that go along, and it'll also attach my website. When you are online with your website, you want your website to rank on Google. And when it ranks on Google and someone pushes on your profile, that Google My Business will show up on the right hand side. And that's what he's talking about. But you can't have it really unless someone's specifically Googling your name. You cannot put in Olympia Tech Guy and have that thing pop up. It doesn't work that way. So it actually made me realize that not even tech guys know what's going on in the website world and what the relevance is, but it is definitely relevant and definitely something that you should have if you have a business or a brand or you're selling some kind of service. Of course, bloggers need it too. I'm specifically a blogger. I am a Pacific Northwest blogger, so I have my blog. And I have my work website. So I have like two things going on there. But I swear, like, I run into this a lot. And people, they want to know if I'm going to invest my time in branding, my time with wordsmithing and carefully designing a website. They want to know that they're getting their money's worth. So I completely understand that people might be a little hesitant to, drop a few grand on a website. But there's another way that you can look at it. When you have a website, that website is working for you online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you build that website right, you will rank on Google. There's so many other factors that go into, I want to rank on Google and it's all good. No, there's some factors that need to go into your website that will help it rank on Google. But sometimes there's a couple of tech businesses here locally that have the most horrific website, and they don't rank on Google on the first page of Google when you look up tech companies in Olympia. They think they do, but if you go to the incognito window, you will see that they come up on page 2 and 3. Sometimes if you don't just because you like work on computers doesn't mean you know websites. And so it made me realize that sometimes even these tech guys don't even know what's going on in the website world. And so I thought I'd hop on to let people know that websites are super relevant and they're super important. And it is an investment in your business. It is not, I'm just going to have a website and not think about it anymore. This website should regularly be updated. It should be SEO optimized from the start of the build. And it should be appealing to your client, to your ideal client. It should have the proper call to actions. It should be optimized on desktop and mobile especially. It is super important to have that online presence, because if you are looking for, say, an Olympia photographer, a Seattle photographer, you go in, you put Olympia or Seattle photographer, and you are going to get 100 photographers who have websites. But if your website is done right, depending on the age, depending on how it was built, depending on the keywords those people used, and what you have on the back end of your website, you cannot rank on Google as soon as you're finished with your website. It does take time. It is a slow game. But if you do it right from the beginning, you know, after time, you will start ranking up there. And so, no, websites are not out. If people want to think, maybe some people don't want to be found on Google. There is 2 businesses that I've worked with that I built websites for. They did not want to be SEO optimized. And I was just floored. And I was just like, why? Well, they've been in business for 40 years in Olympia. They are actually really close to retiring, and they are overloaded with business and constantly hiring new engineers and stuff. So they do not want to rank on Google. So I couldn't understand that, because from what I understand, they might not be keep going very much longer. So, okay, I get that. But if you have a service and you have a business and you are consistently wanting to grow it, you need that website presence. You cannot have all your eggs in one basket. If you are on social media, if you have a website, if you are on Facebook, if you have an email automation, you need all of that to work. You should not just have only social media or only a website. You should kind of spread everything out, because someone might not have a Facebook, but they know how to Google and want to see your website. Someone maybe doesn't Google and looks up everything on Facebook. You don't know. And the other thing is you want to make sure you kind of cover yourself in case something does happen. There was someone I was working with who had quite the following on Facebook, and he actually lost his account, I think for 2 or 3 weeks, and he finally got it back. But during that period, when his account went down, he did not have anyone adminning his business page. And his business page is how he sells like a lot of product and stuff. And because he didn't have a backup, he was like, oh my gosh, I could lose a lot because I don't have a website and I'm not on Instagram and I don't have an email list. And so it all worked out. We were already working on his website, and then I think that motivated him a little quicker to finish the website. But it just does happen. So it's just really important, unless you don't want to grow and you're ready to retire or something. It's really important. If you want to grow, you need a website, and the social media, the email automation, the email list. You want all of that. So yeah, check it out. If you have any questions, let me know. It is super relevant. In fact, I would almost say you're not legit without a website these days. So I was thinking that way before I was even a website designer. So I know a lot of people they want to see your website. They want to see your work. They want to see the reviews. So it is super relevant. It is super important. If you are thinking that websites aren't relevant anymore, you're thinking like 20 or 30 years ago, and you might want to like kind of rethink the way business is done now versus then. And trust me, I am guilty of living in the past and not evolving. So, totes get it. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I will put my website down below. I will put my Calendly link down below. Discovery calls are free. If you have any questions, just set up a time and we will chat about it. If you have any requests on what you would like to see, please drop that below on the comments too. Make sure you like and subscribe. You know the deal. Again, this is a cash situation here. We are not going pro anytime soon. But if I can somehow help you with your own concerns or questions, or just, you know, whatever about blogging, you know, we can even do some stuff on photography, websites, specific websites, you know, photographer websites, small business websites. I would love to chat about it. And I'm also looking for some guest speakers too. So anyways, hit me up anytime and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.